saknad efter dig gråter jag på tröskeln till berget, på tröskeln till havet och ängen. Ditt namn är en gryning som passerar himlens famn. Välsignade varade ditt namn. Och fortfarande upprepar vi natten och dagen och nuet. Ahmad Shamlu. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Association of Iranian Political Prisoners in Exile, I welcome you to this seminar, which is organized in order to honor the memory of thousands of political prisoners who were executed by the Islamic regime in Iran exactly 20 years ago. Our guest speakers, lawyers, university professors, former political prisoners, politicians, writers, and human rights activists will analyze the circumstances in which the massacre happened, what happened, why it happened, who were the victims, what are the consequences, what happened to their families and children, what about accountability and international law, and many more other questions. But first, a very short description in Swedish on what happened and what is going on in Iran right now. Sommaren 1988 genomförde den islamiska regimen i Iran en storskalig massaker på landets samvetsfångar. Cirka 5 000 av dessa offer namngivits av berörda familjer och organisationer. De blev begravda i huvudsak i okända massgravar. Regimen vägrar fortfarande ge information om var dessa gravar ligger. Gravplatsen Khavaran i södra Teheran är den enda kända av sådana massgravar där berörda familjerna samlas den 31 augusti varje år för att hedra sina kära. Massakern var kulmen på en elimineringsprocess under 1981-1987 där cirka 20 000 oliktänkande försvann, torterades ihjäl eller arkebuserades. Denna process är delvis dokumenterad bland annat av Amnesty International, Iranska politiska fångars förbund i Exile, Iranska oppositionen, familjerna med flera. Vintern 1987 återkallades alla fångar till nytt förhör. Frågorna var korta. Tar du avstånd från din organisation? Tror du på den islamiska republiken? Är du muslim? Ber du? Fångarna delades i olika grupper efter hur de svarat på frågorna. Islamiska mujahidin skildes från vänsteranhängare. Denna åtgärd genomfördes i fängelser runt om i landet. Fredagen den 29 juli 1988 fick fångarna inte gå ut och få frisk luft. TV-apparaterna togs bort från deras rum. Avdelningarna fick inte längre några tidningar. Familjebesök stoppades och patienter fick inte längre besöka sjukvård. Lördagen den 8 augusti påbörjades en rättsprocess. Man började med mujahidin. Massakern på dem som svarade fel startade samma dag och fortsatte sedan i dagar och veckor. Den 25 augusti 1988 var det dags för vänsteranhängare och kommunister. De togs in en efter en till rummet där dödskommissionen väntade på dem. Tempot i rättegången var så högt att en fånge dömdes varannan eller var tredje minut. På detta sätt massakrerades tusentals politiska fångar i hemlighet och begravdes i massgravar runt om i landet. Folket i Iran var tröttna på 8 års krig med Irak. De ville se ett slut på kriget. Ingenting fungerade som det skulle. Landet var helt förlamat. Folk började protestera. Regimen hamnade i knipa och höll på att förlora greppet om samhället. Kriget med Irak var inte längre Guds gåva. I Iran var kriget ett verktyg för regimen att kväva folket och politiska motståndare. Regimen i Teheran var tvungen att sluta fred med Iran. FN:s säkerhetsråd godkände den 20 juli 1987 den ökända resolutionen nummer 598. I ett tal i mitten av juni 1988 gick Khomeini med på denna resolution. Den islamiska regimen visste att på ett längre perspektiv skulle freden inte hjälpa dem att ta sig ur den svåra inhemska situationen. Redan i början av 80-talet hade regimen avrättat tiotusentals motståndare i skuggan av det pågående kriget med Iran. Tusentals politiska motståndare fanns fortfarande kvar i fängelse. För att skrämma folket massakrerades regimen tusentals politiska fångar för att bli av med många samvetsfångar en gång för alla. Iran är ett land där brott mot mänskliga rättigheter har genomförts i dessa mest brutala form. Idag finns det omkring 2000 politiska fångar i Irans fängelse. De flesta i Teheran, Kurdistan och Azerbaijan. Omkring 500 är fria genom borgen och väntar på dom. De flesta är arbetaraktivister, studenter, journalister, lärare, regimkritiker och kvinnorättsförsvarare. 8 kurdiska aktivister, varav 2 journalister, Hiva Butimar och Adnan Hassanpour, 3 lärare, Farzad Kamangar, Anwar Hassan Panahi och Arsalan Oliai, och 2 politiska aktivister, Ali Haidarian och Farhad Vakili, och så sent som den 12 augusti i år, Habibullah Lutfi, universitetsstudent, är dömda till döden. Några har de senaste åren torterats till döds, bland annat en iransk-kanadensiska journalist, en ung kvinnlig läkare, 3 studenter och 2 kurdiska aktivister. Iranska regimen avrättade Yaqub Mernahad, en Baluchi-journalist, så sent som måndagen den 4 augusti 2008. Talibi har skickat ett brev och hela talet, eftersom jag tycker att hon har en annan synvinkel om det hela. Jag har tagit en kortfattat av hennes tal som jag inte kan läsa tyvärr, även det kortfattade, för att det blir många minuter. Jag försöker att ta 10 minuter och läsa så mycket jag kan, eftersom det är översättning av brev ifrån kärleksbrev ifrån fängelse mellan män och kvinnor som har varit gifta med varandra och kär i varandra. Så jag tycker att det är mycket intressant, och det är en aspekt som vi inte har hört idag, och det är synd om vi inte gör det. Så jag läser hennes brev. Det är på engelska förstås. Dear all, regretfully I will not be present at this conference due to the change in my legal status which occurred only a couple of days before my departure for Sweden, and I thus could not obtain the required document to travel. It is ironic that the very reality of a world confined with borders disallows me from attending an event on prison and the plight of political prisoners. Yet the story of resistance manifested in the lives and death of these inmates also tells us of the living dream of a world without borders. Best wishes, Shahla Talibi. In one of those endless nights of the summer 1988, besieged by a strange grief, an Iranian woman, political inmate, squeezed herself in between the narrow space of the metal shutters of the cell and stared at the mystifying sky. A gulping void was rapidly growing inside her, as if a monster was about to swallow her from within. Her heart seemed to know of the gravity of the loss of which he would only learn months later. Unlike the smooth gliding of the clouds, her hand hastily moved on the paper to accommodate the words which were forcing their way out. She had to, however, restrain herself, and her hand to conform to boundaries of the 7-line rule of prison letters and to the censorship. Every word, metaphor, and poetic expression had thus to be carefully chosen. The fusion of her intense emotions and prison regulations were manifest in the letter she wrote that night. This is a letter. In the absence of any news about you, for hours last night I sat in solitude with you and with the sky of our memories. Such a sky. The darkness intermingled with colors, the moon glided on the shoulders of the bright silvery clouds in the heart of the pouring moonlight. When during such fantastic moments I invite the moon to our party, do you hear the knock on the moon and of the moon and I on the window of your heart? When you sit to watch the moon, do you recognize me riding on the clouds of the far-out dreams coming towards you? These days I come to see you more than ever. Your letters do not reach me, and with no visits with you, I restlessly await your letters. Write to me. How is your shoulder, your jaw and teeth? If you need money, please write me about it. I am fine, and as always, I spend my days with sweet memories and treasured beliefs, and more than ever, I am eager to see you. As the opening suggests, this paper offers only a glimpse of the story of love, separation, and death, all condensed in a small archive of prison letters exchanged in the 1980s between two inmate couples. The husband was executed in the summer of 1988, but the woman survived and now lives in the United States. If you could ever speak of beginning, the beginning to the series of events leading to the massacre of 1988 was end of the 8 long bloody years of Iran-Iraq war, which presented the Mujahideen Khalq in Iran, an Iranian opponent organization, an opportunity to attack them. The offense was immediately defeated, yet like the reaction of the United States in the wake of September 11, the Iranian regime also rushed to avenge and extended its revenge beyond killing those who were involved in the offense. It too used the offense as a pretext to unleash a massacre which targeted those with the least means to fight back. From November to December, thousands of families received news of execution of their loved ones. How does one tell the story of a past that is so carefully forced to erasure, which drifts by so fast that one's scars are deepened by those of the new but already past ones? How does one write about the evil doing of one home while it is targeted as the axis of evil by one's another home? How does one expose one massacre with welcoming another? Silence, Michael Rolfe truly tells us, enters the process of historical production at crucial moments for making archives to narrating history. Take the following letter, for instance, where the husband expresses his feeling about receiving a life sentence after anticipating his execution for over 4 years. I'm not happy for the sheer fact of being alive. That in and of itself is not the reason for my happiness, but when and if I live in a world of human joy and pain, I will be happy, and your presence in my life has always given me confidence that with you I would not merely age but live. Jag går fort, jag letar ett annat brev. Note the following excerpts from the husband's letter, which is written in the midst of the bombing of the Iranian cities by Iraq. Today, especially since the evening, I have missed you so much. I have a strange feeling. At first I told myself that perhaps your letter was on its way, but now that it is almost 1 in the morning and I have lost hope to receive a letter, I am worried. What if you are sick? I know that I will no longer be able to sleep tonight. Imagining that you might now be suffering from pain drives me crazy. I lose the ability to do anything. I have no visit with you, nor do you yourself tell me about your well-being. The lack of news and my worries about you frustrate me. Perhaps for many this might not be comprehensive that under such conditions, while time after time, distressed with the horrified by the sound of explosions, people search for their loved ones in the ruins of bombings, in the midst of thousands of heart-wrenching scenes of bombing of schools, factories, etc. I worry about a narcissus. I find no words to explain this. What is to say? How can I explain that this narcissus is the flower of my soul? She is my whole life, that I give my life for the blossoming of this flower. How can I not be worried? And you, while knowing that I have no news about you, you simply write, do not worry about me at all. Upon hearing her husband's execution, our woman inmate writes to her husband's brother, today it's been 3 days, no, 3 years, or perhaps only 3 seconds. I do not know since when these stairs are trying to convince me of living without a soul. Do you believe this? Do you believe that the son of the compassionate and ever-concerned gaze would no longer follow our footsteps? That the shimmering spring of this soothing and serene words would never again tell us of our wrongdoings? That the fruitful hand of a lover would no longer channel to the streams of love into our souls? That never again he could teach us to love with our entire beings? Yet this belief is seeing through the spreading its wings inside me. He did not pass by in the refuge of the shadows. Can't you see the brightness of the sun on this bus? Tonight my husband has missed you so much. Tonight my heart has missed you so much that it will not calm down. Right at this moment, the moon with all its beauty has captivated everyone under its gaze, but I am burning with longing to see you even for an instant. I am surprised at why this fire that is flaming my soul does not burn my body. Perhaps, no, certainly, because of the deeply rooted hope in our hearts. Hope for a tomorrow when the bodies could be happy with their work, when you and I could gleefully hold hands and wander around the green heart of meadows, filled with narcissus and jasmines. With these hopes, we embrace the fire of separation in our souls. Jag är ledsen, jag kunde inte läsa hela brevet, inte ens en kortfattat. Nu går ordet till